And Tan Williams, how are you? Welcome.
Thanks, George. We're good. We're good.
Excellent. Just wanted to ask you, how did you hear about our program?
Um, well, I was fortunate enough, and when I say fortunate enough, George, that I was in a business coaching group that you joined last year, and that the first time I met you, I actually sat next to you for 2 days, maybe longer.
Yes, it was a great 2 days. It was awesome.
It was, and it opened my eyes. It opened my eyes to property investment, which had been something on our radar for a long time, but we just didn't know how to attack it.
Yeah, and I really feel that you and I had a good connection there because we've got very similar values with our business and how we're trying to do the greater good and help people and things like that. And I really respect and appreciate that about you, Hami.
I think that was our sort of point of connection, George. I think as we sat there the whole time and we got to speak about our businesses and what we're trying to achieve and how they could, how your business could really align with the goal of what I'm trying to achieve and support the people that help me achieve what I want to achieve as well.
Absolutely, and I'd like to touch on that anyway because I think it's quite important because what you're doing. What was your business again? You're in concreting, correct?
I'm in concreting, yes.
Yep, exactly. And you're very different to most concreting companies, and you're very successful in your own right. But what you're doing with your staff, you really want to support them. And what's your plan? You're not just an employer. You really want to help them grow as people and become more and get more out of life.
Yeah, I think like for me, I've always been involved in team sports and always been involved in. I've always had very high standards, so I've always wanted to succeed at whatever I've done. I was born quite gifted athletically, so that meant that I always learned to win. But, from our business perspective, what we try to do is we want to be always at the front. We always want to be trying to make sure that we're doing things that make us a wanted concreter. And, for me, I got into it because it was I like the physicality of it. I fell into it. I like the physicality of it, and it helped me, move on from doing a lot of training for sport to working hard and being able to make money from it. And I think that I was educated as a growing up. So for me to be in that industry was actually quite different, and it's a think on your feet type job. So the ones who are successful at it are ones who do think really well through their problems. But, for me, the goal is, I understand that the lifespan of a concreter is a short one.
Mm-hmm.
Physical demands.
It's physically hard. Yes, absolutely. I mean, when I was 15, I worked in a concrete pump for a while, and I tell you what, that was so hard. Even though I only worked for 4 or 5 hours, I was knackered for the rest of the day. I couldn't move.
Yeah, well, it's an 8-hour-a-day labouring job, and I know that the lifespan is short, and especially if you are driving to be successful at it. So, I think we were trying desperately to engage our employees to act, become citizens who contribute more and are thinking all the time and being a really effective, positive contribution to the team at all times.
Yep.
And we try to run our operation like that. And it's always in flow, like it's up and down all the time. But the biggest challenge, the thing we find is the biggest challenges in concreting is that because it's an unregulated business in Victoria at the moment anyway, that most of the guys that come to it are guys who aren't looking for any education source or haven't got one or are looking for the easiest ticket in through labouring. I want to be able to create a business vehicle that gives them the opportunity, one, to become a good tradesman, and two, then be able to use the money that they make by being a good tradesman and leverage it to make more money. And that's sort of how we sort of linked up. And now my goal is to, create a bit of a 15-year plan where we can get guys in from no experience and build them into team leaders over 5 years, and then leverage their earning potential into investing in property and then setting themselves up for the rest of their lives.
Yeah, that's exciting, and I'm very excited about doing that project with you and helping your staff and invest in property. So why property investing? What turned you on to property investing?
My family, so my mum's family in particular, they've always been, mum and dad were both quite savvy with property investment. Mum's family in particular are all financially savvy, her parents and all of her family. So mum was always in tune with buying property, and I've always known since historical records started that property have always doubled on average in 10 years since records have been taken. So I always knew that that always happens. So the ability to generate equity, but not knowing how to utilize that, and you teaching me that as well. But I think knowing that the interest became more when we decided to buy a property that we're on now, and we decided that maybe we don't look at the superannuation direction, but we look at this property as investing in that being our superannuation when we decide that we're ready to call it quits.
Yep, well, that's my super, all my properties. So look, so we've just purchased a property, which is excellent, and the good news is the property's already gone up 20,000 before we settled, which was excellent.
Yes, we are very excited about that. We're actually very excited about
which was very fortunate, and we don't expect to do that every time. Just letting you know.
That's exactly right. We don't expect it every time. The thing that caught me was your sort of, your product or your coaching or your product guarantee. That was one thing that really grabbed my attention when we were at that coaching event, and you said that, and like the more we spoke, I was just like, why am I not doing this, and why aren't more people doing it?
Yeah, well, look, we're the only company in the whole of Australia that actually gives the top 100 guarantee. But not only that, we're the only ones that know how to do it, because most people don't know how to do it. So that's a big advantage. Yeah. So, so what I wanted to do is I wanted to share your Excel spreadsheet.
Yep.
And now, Tan, did you have anything you wanted to add? Because you were in the background there, and I'd love you to add something, because it'd be very useful. I know, because you're a little bit far away from the camera.
Yeah,
I apologise.
It's a bit hard to get in where Harley's sitting, but
that's right.
As you know, George, he's the front man. I sort of follow, but I'm in agreement, so that's good. Look,
I really think it's very important that your significant other, your spouse, is on the same team and knows where you're going forward. I find that very, very important. And from our first meeting, remember when I sent Belinda to talk to you, I said, Belinda, I want you to talk to both of them, because it's important, because if you're both going the same direction, you're going to get there so much faster. Yeah. So it's really good that you guys are really good team players. You know each other well, you trust each other, and that's going to help you along your property journey.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Absolutely. Look, I think she says I'm the front man, George, but that is all that I am.
Yep, fair enough.
I'm the face of the team, George. I'm not the backbone.
No, fair enough. Well, I'm gonna share my screen, because we're gonna go through our property cash flow here. You can see that there. Now, what we normally do is we're very conservative with the numbers, and so here we got 3% interest rate. Is that the interest rate you're getting?
3.24, George.
Okay, 3.24. Okay, and the tax rate is 39%. Management fees 8.8. Rent we put in 370 because we like to be conservative. And the purchase price was $434,000. That's
a perfect purchase price for a retirement home in Queensland when you decide to move there.
Absolutely, absolutely. By the time you decide to move, it's going to be probably worth a lot more money than that.
That's right, that's right.
And we're looking at the numbers here, and what we've done with this is the cash flow calculator. And what we do with this is you can go through all the numbers and work out exactly where you're going to be at the end of the day, which comes in very handy. And looking at these numbers, we've got also fixed costs of stamp duty, legal costs, building inspection, and then we've got your rent here, how much interest you're paying, and then landlord insurance, rates and water, body corporate. So it's initially losing $1,532 per year
Yep.
on these numbers, but
Yep.
then we take the depreciation out, and it's actually positive $68 a week. That's excellent. That's on the original numbers. However, we've got good news. These aren't the real numbers, and that's why we do a follow-up meeting, the review meeting, because I like to be super conservative, and usually we kick it out of the ballpark, and that's what we want to do. So how much rent did you get in the end?
445.
445. So when we put that in, it's actually...
You've got to change it down a bit further too.
Oh, right, yeah. There you go. 445. Positive $110 a week.
Yes.
So Harmy and Tan, high five. Well done. That's excellent news. So this cash flow calculator, you can see here the tenant, the red part, they're paying the most.
Yep.
Then the tax band 11%, and you're actually making 18% of the total, not actually paying it, which is even better.
Yeah, we love that.
Yeah, which is excellent. So I'm very pleased with that.
We're super excited.
Yeah, so that was your first property with us, and well done. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for thank you for implementing, for trusting us and following the process the way it should be. You know, you were very enthusiastic throughout the whole thing, and because you're a businessman, you understand the power of property. And the good part is, you know, your house has gone up quite a bit in value, and we've got all this equity, lazy equity that's been sitting there for a long time,
Yes.
nothing.
Yes.
And now we're going to be getting your equity. We're going to be taking it out and making it work for you.
And we're excited about that.
Yeah. Yeah. So what's the best part of so far, you know, what's the best part of being part of this program? What did you enjoy the most?
Look, I think I can speak for, I like learning new things all the time, but I love expanding my knowledge. That's what I love. And I love expanding it in areas that I can think can be valuable for other people. Mm-hmm. Because I like learning things and I like sharing it. But I think the greatest thing for us has been the ease of which it happens.
Yep.
You know, the process of which it happens, the ease of the amount of effort that we need to put in to get it done, and just the simplicity, you know, the circle of safety and the process and all the connections where they are. It just made it very easy. It's just made it super easy for us. Tan?
I love it how you play the banks at their own game. That's exciting.
Awesome. Yeah. Exactly. You got to do that. Exactly. And look, I appreciate, you know, because I'm very lucky to have a big team behind me, and they do all the heavy lifting to make it easy for me and for our members like yourselves, which is great.
Yeah.
And because we've got a lot of processes and things in the background that churns away in the background to make sure us in the front end is just nice and simple. We can get things done and move on, because otherwise normally doing all that background work would be way too much work for one person to do. You know, just
massive.
Even the due diligence. I mean, a lot of people don't realize, but when we look at a property development, we do a lot of due diligence, and we look at the developer and make sure they haven't got any bad credit. We get valuations on the properties. We do a very thorough due diligence before we even release it with our members, because it's very important to do all the work up front, because it saves you a lot of work down the track if you do have the work up front. And when you're doing work for 20 or 30 people for a buyer's group, it's a lot easier because it's worth the money. For one property, it's a bit difficult. So, yes.
I think that's for us, the great value. Look, for us, the program is awesome because we get to, we get to work with you, which is amazing, and your team, who are all really great. Like it's been such a smooth ride, but we get to work with your team. We let you do the job that you do an amazing job of, and I get to focus on what I do well.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, you're a businessman.
Yeah.
And that's the whole point, because what our program's all about, and you know, whether you're working for a living and you're PAYE or a business person, you've got to take some of that money you earn and multiply it through property for the future, because then you can secure your financial future, and it makes a massive difference. And that's what we're here to do. And, you know, it worked for me, and I'm really passionate. I love doing this. It's fantastic, you know.
Yeah, we just wish we met you 20 years ago.
I wish I met myself 20 years ago. Because, if I knew what I know now, I mean, every time I look back in time, I think, I wish I just bought more property. You know what I mean? It's crazy because at the time you're always thinking, oh, you know what I mean? But when you look back, whenever you look back, and that's the way it is. So that's great. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. One last question I was going to say is, if there's anyone watching this video and, they're not sure about our program, because obviously there's a lot of choices out there. What would you say to them?
If you want the easiest way to get property and get on the road to your projections as a company, George, it's hands down. I wouldn't make another choice. Going through the experience and the ease at which it went, I'd say get on board straight away. All the people that we in our circle, we will be trying. I've said to you already, we'll be trying to tee up. We'll be trying to tee up a meeting with Belinda or yourself or whoever, and get them to at least run through and get an experience of what the possibilities are for them.
And I'm very grateful for that, Harmy. Thank you so much. And Tan, I'm very grateful to you as well. It's been an amazing journey, and we've just started. And a lot.
We have just started. That's right.
Exactly.
We've got a fair few to go.
I can't wait till the end of COVID where we can all catch up in person, because I'm just hanging for that. So I'm going to be coming up to Melbourne soon, and catch up.
Hey, another one quickly, George, that Tan is super excited about. I thought I might throw it in there while we're at it.
Yep.
You'll know, because you'll remember I was texting you a couple of weeks ago might have been on a Saturday night, and we were running our numbers. So we were looking at our numbers as we were sort of refinancing. Like the one in Queensland is our third property. 2, we had our primary residence plus another one that we had bought already. But this is our third one, and Tan's biggest thing since I've met her and ever since we've bought any property is I want to be paying the mortgage down. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, don't worry about it. Like, we're building the equity in it and all the things. It'll end up looking after itself when the time comes. But we were running numbers 2 weekends ago.
Yep.
Once we realised how much rent we're going to be making, and we had refinanced, and that we were going to have like the possibility of an extra $2,500 a month above what we have now, we were like, okay, awesome. That's going to go back into our primary residence.
Yes, of course. I remember you sent me that text and said, what do we do with this extra money?
Right? Yeah. And we were,
because you're getting an extra, yes, now I remember. So you're making an extra $2,500 cash flow with this.
Per month,
which is, I'm going to calculate this. So
it was about $30,000 a year.
Wow. So
and we were going to pay it off our primary residence. And we worked out that if we followed the program, and if we weren't as fortunate going forward, but progressively we could see that we could pay off our primary residence in 8 years' time.
Yeah, well, that's excellent. It's amazing that I even missed that fact that you're saving $30,000 a year in cash flow. So thank you.
Yeah.
But, that's almost like hiring someone working for you.
That's it. That is it.
It's like getting someone working for you for $60,000 a year by the time they pay tax.
Yeah.
Free of charge.
Yep.
And that's one of the first keys we want to work on, and we've worked on, is getting the cash flow right, because once you get the cash flow, it's great. But what I love about it is the extra cash flow, you can put it in your offset account.
Yeah.
Because then you're paying principal to yourself. And then we can use it to buy more properties or to pay off your house. You can choose. You know what I mean? And that's the key. So that is amazing. That's great.
Yeah, we're super excited. And the money, the Scrooge McTidy over there.
You know what?
She was doing dances around the kitchen.
Well, that laugh just says it all. I love it. It's awesome. You don't have to say anything, do you?
No, not at all.
Yeah. Look, it's been awesome, and I really appreciate this video and this meeting with you. And I'm really happy with these numbers. They're great. $110 positive a week is fantastic.
Yeah, we're super happy too.
And I look forward to having more successes. Belinda needs to drive down and see you in Geelong. Next time I come to Melbourne, we'll have to catch up as well. I'm really looking forward to it. I I'm so glad we got the opportunity to catch up before COVID. I mean, it was just a day or two before everyone got locked down.
100%.
There we are, this tent squished together with thousands of people, right? Sweating all over each other and like.
100%. We came over on a cruise ship. Remember?
I know.
Over straight into a packed Adelaide park.
I know, it's crazy, but when you look at it, it feels like a world away. Hopefully this ends soon and we can get back to life to normal again.
Absolutely.
Excellent. Well, thank you, Harmy. Thank you, Tan. Enjoy your night.
George.
We'll talk soon. Cheers.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Say hi to Christina.
I will.